Washington came together today to honor the late Senator Lindsey Graham. President Trump, family members, and lawmakers all paid tribute.
And the day wasn't about mourning. President Trump also met with Ukrainian President Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, searching for ways to end those global conflicts.
NBC's Gary Grumbach has the latest from Washington.
Today, Washington bidding a solemn farewell to Senator Lindsey Graham.
Ready, step. Ready, step.
Lawmakers, colleagues, and friends watched as the flag-draped casket entered the Capitol Rotunda, the start of 2 days of remembrance for the longtime Republican senator and former Air Force colonel. Graham was an influential foreign policy hawk who often butted heads with Democrats, but also partnered with many to get legislation passed.
My heart is heavy. I feel his absence every day, and I know so many of my colleagues do as well. Senators on both sides of the aisle counted him as a friend.
He would walk into the United States Senate and he would slap you on the back. He would greet the person who served his food. He treated everybody the same because he was fascinated and he loved every single person in this chamber.
One by one, Senate leadership, lawmakers, and staff walked past Graham's casket for a final goodbye before the hearse left for Washington's National Cathedral, an invitation-only ceremony. World leaders, including Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu and Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky, also attended to pay their respects to a man who had much respect for them. And President Trump delivered a tribute to his longtime ally and friend.
The first person to make you laugh, and one of the last people that you've really ever wanted to fight. These were the traits that made him into one of the great figures in Senate history.
While the president honored his friend this afternoon, he spent the morning trying to contain two different wars in Ukraine and Iran. The president meeting with Zelensky at the White House, the Ukrainian president posting these pictures from the Oval Office. Zelensky said the two leaders discussed finding a diplomatic end to the war, but also talked about the need for Patriot missiles to help the country defend against Russia's air attacks. Minutes after the president's meeting with Zelensky, for the first time since the war in Iran began, President Trump met face-to-face with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. And while the two men have long been friends, that relationship has strained amid Israel's fighting in Lebanon with Hezbollah, something Trump and Vice President Vance have criticized. There will be a memorial service and Graham will be laid to rest in his home state of South Carolina tomorrow. Gary Grumbach, NBC News at Washington's National Cathedral.